Hey everyone, welcome back to GOSPEAKLY English Podcast. Oh my goodness, I am so excited for today's episode. If you're new here, hello, my name is Sophie and I've been teaching English for 9 years now. And let me tell you, this topic today is something very close to my heart.
And I'm Daniel. Hey everyone, good to see you all again. Sophie, I can already feel your energy and I love it. So, what are we diving into today?
Okay, Daniel, so today we're talking about something that honestly makes a lot of people nervous, you know? We're learning how to talk about your future plans and your dreams, but here's the best part, without any pressure. Isn't that amazing?
Oh, wow, that's perfect. Because I think so many learners feel like when they talk about their future, they have to sound super confident or have everything figured out, right?
Exactly. You just hit the nail on the head. And that's not real life, you know? Like, even native speakers don't always have clear plans. Sometimes we're just figuring things out as we go, and that's completely okay.
I love that approach. So we're basically giving people the language to dream out loud without feeling like they're making promises they can't keep.
Yes, oh my goodness, yes, that's exactly what we're doing today. And before we jump in, if you're enjoying our content, we'd absolutely love it if you could hit that like button and subscribe to GOSPEAKLY English Podcast. It really helps us reach more English learners like you. And we upload new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so you'll never run out of fresh content.
And honestly, drop a comment too. Tell us what your dreams are. We read every single comment and we love hearing from you guys.
Absolutely. Okay, so here's what we're covering today. First, we'll talk about different ways to express your plans, like the difference between saying, I will do something versus I might do something. Then we'll look at how to talk about dreams that are far away versus goals that are coming soon.
And I'm guessing we'll also cover how to sound hopeful without sounding unrealistic?
Oh, Daniel, you're reading my mind. Yes, exactly that. We'll give you phrases that sound natural, confident, but also honest, because nobody wants to sound like they're living in a fantasy world, right?
Right. And I think people also struggle with talking about backup plans or when things don't go as expected.
Definitely. We'll cover that too. All right, everyone, let's get started. So let's start with the basics. When you want to talk about your future, there are actually different levels of certainty, you know? Like some things you're super sure about, and some things are just, well, possibilities.
Oh yeah, I think this is where a lot of learners get confused because they use the same words for everything.
Exactly. So let me give you an example. If I say, I will graduate next year, that sounds very certain, right? Like it's definitely happening.
Right, because you're already in your final year, you've done the work, it's pretty much guaranteed.
Exactly. But if I say, I might travel to Japan someday, that's different. It's a dream. It's something I'd love to do, but there's no specific plan yet.
Okay, so will is for things that are almost certain, and might is for things that are possible but not confirmed.
Yes! And here's another one. I'm planning to. This one is really useful because it shows you have intention, but it's not a promise. For example, I'm planning to start my own business in a few years.
That's nice because it sounds committed but not locked in, you know?
Exactly. You're showing you're serious about it, but life happens, things change, and that's okay. Now, here's one that I absolutely love. I'm hoping to. This is so gentle and natural.
Oh, give me an example.
Sure. I'm hoping to move to a bigger apartment next year. See? It's a wish. It's something you're working towards, but you're not putting pressure on yourself.
I love that. It sounds optimistic without being overconfident.
Yes! And here's the thing. When you're talking to someone in English, especially in casual conversation, people really appreciate honesty. Like if you say, I don't know yet, but I'm thinking about it, that's perfectly fine.
Really? Because I feel like some learners think they always have to have a clear answer.
No. That's the beauty of natural conversation. You can say things like, I'm still figuring it out, or I haven't decided yet. These are super common phrases that native speakers use all the time.
Okay, so let me try. If someone asks me, what are your plans after finishing this course? I could say, I'm not completely sure yet, but I'm thinking about applying for jobs in marketing.
Perfect. Oh my goodness, that was so natural. You expressed uncertainty with I'm not completely sure, but then you showed direction with I'm thinking about. That's exactly how real people talk.
Nice. Okay, what about when you have a dream that's really big but feels far away?
Great question. So for big dreams, you can use phrases like, one day I'd love to, or someday I want to. For example, one day I'd love to write a book.
Oh, that sounds so dreamy and nice, not pushy at all.
Exactly. And here's another beautiful one. It's always been my dream to. Like, it's always been my dream to live by the ocean.
Aw, that's lovely. It shows it's something meaningful to you.
Yes. And you know what's interesting? When you share dreams like this, people usually respond with encouragement. They might say, "Oh, that's wonderful," or "I hope you get to do that."
So it actually creates a nice warm conversation.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about short-term plans, things that are happening soon. For these, you want to sound more specific. You can say, "I'm going to," or "I'll be," plus the action.
Like, I'm going to attend a workshop next month.
Perfect. Or, "I'll be starting my new job in 2 weeks." See how that sounds concrete and real?
Yeah, it sounds like it's definitely happening.
Right. And here's a really useful structure for talking about the near future. I'm about to. For example, I'm about to finish my degree.
Oh, that one sounds like it's happening very soon, like almost right now.
Exactly. It creates a sense of immediacy. Okay, now let's practice mixing these together because in real conversations, you'll use different levels of certainty.
Okay, I'm ready.
Imagine someone asks you, "So what are your plans for the next few years?" How would you answer?
Okay, well, I'm planning to finish my studies first. After that, I'm hoping to find a job in the tech industry. And one day, I'd love to start my own company.
Oh my goodness, Daniel, that was beautiful. You used 3 different levels. Planning to for the near future, hoping to for the medium-term goal, and I'd love to for the big dream. That's exactly how you should do it.
Thanks. It actually felt really natural to say it that way.
See, that's the point. When you use the right phrases for the right level of certainty, everything flows naturally, and people listening to you will totally understand where you are in your journey.
This is so helpful. What about when people ask you those tough questions like, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Ugh, that question, right? Okay, so here's the secret. You don't have to have a perfect answer. You can say something like, "Honestly, I'm taking it one step at a time, but I'm working towards."
Oh, that's good. It sounds thoughtful, not lost.
Exactly. Or you can say, "I have a few ideas in mind. I might," or "I could," and then you list possibilities. This shows you're thinking about your future without locking yourself into one path.
That takes so much pressure off.
Right? And here's another phrase I love. "I'm keeping my options open." This is perfect when you genuinely haven't decided yet, but you're exploring different paths.
Okay, so if someone asks about my career plans, I could say, I'm keeping my options open right now. I'm interested in both teaching and content creation, so I'm exploring both.
Perfect. And you know what? That's actually a very mature and smart way to talk about your future. It shows you're flexible and open-minded.
I like that. So we're basically giving people permission to be uncertain?
Yes, because uncertainty is part of life, you know? And in English, we have so many beautiful ways to express that without sounding lost or directionless. All right, let's move to part 2, where we're going to talk about expressing your deeper dreams and also how to handle when people doubt you or when you doubt yourself.
Oh, this is important because sometimes when you share your dreams, not everyone is supportive, right?
Exactly. And also, sometimes our own inner voice is the biggest doubter. So let's learn how to talk about dreams in a way that feels authentic and strong.
I'm ready. Where do we start?
Okay, so when you have a big dream, something that really matters to you, you can use the phrase, "My goal is to," or "My dream is to." For example, "My goal is to become fluent in 3 languages."
That sounds clear and confident.
Yes, and if you want to add emotion to it, you can say, "I'm really passionate about," or "I'm really excited about the idea of," like, "I'm really passionate about helping people through education."
Oh, that adds heart to it. It's not just a goal, it's something you care about.
Exactly. Now, here's a beautiful phrase for when you're working towards something. I'm working towards. For example, I'm working towards opening my own cafe.
That sounds like you're already taking steps, not just dreaming.
Right, it shows action. And if you want to talk about the journey, you can say, I'm on a journey to, or I'm in the process of. These phrases acknowledge that it takes time.
Like, I'm on a journey to build my confidence in public speaking.
Perfect! That sounds so natural and honest. Now, let's talk about when things don't go as planned, because this happens to everyone, you know?
Yeah, and I think this is where people struggle because they feel like they failed.
Exactly, but here's the thing. You can talk about changes in plans without sounding negative. You can say, my plans have changed a bit, or I've decided to take a different direction.
Oh, that sounds neutral, not like a failure.
Yes, or you can say, I'm rethinking my approach, or I'm exploring other options now. These all sound thoughtful and proactive.
What if someone directly asks you, why didn't you do what you said you would?
Good question. You can be honest but diplomatic. You could say, things didn't work out the way I expected, but I learned a lot from the experience.
Oh, that turns it into a positive.
Exactly. Or you can say, I realized it wasn't the right fit for me, so I'm trying something new. This shows self-awareness, which is actually very attractive in English-speaking cultures.
That's really helpful. What about when you're scared to share your dreams because they sound too big?
Oh, Daniel, I feel this one. Okay, so here's what you do. You can soften it by saying, this might sound crazy, but, or I know this is ambitious, but...
Like, this might sound crazy, but I want to climb Mount Everest someday.
Yes, and you know what? When you say it like that, you're acknowledging it's a big dream, but you're still owning it. People respect that.
What if someone responds negatively like, that's impossible, or you can't do that?
Yeah, that happens sometimes. You can respond gracefully by saying, I know it's challenging, but I'm willing to try. Or maybe, I understand it's not easy, but it's something I really want to work towards.
So you're acknowledging their concern, but not letting it stop you?
Exactly. Or you can simply say, I appreciate your concern, but I'm going to give it my best shot. That's polite but firm.
I love that. What about when you doubt yourself?
Oh, self-doubt is so normal, and it's actually okay to express it. You can say, sometimes I wonder if I can really do this, but I'm going to keep trying.
That sounds so human and relatable.
Right? Or you can say, I have my doubts, but I believe it's worth pursuing. This shows you're realistic, but still hopeful.
Okay, let me practice. If I'm talking about my dream to become a filmmaker, I could say, I know it's a tough industry and sometimes I doubt myself, but I'm really passionate about storytelling, so I'm going to keep working towards it.
Oh my goodness, Daniel, that was perfect. You acknowledged the challenges, you admitted your doubts, but you also showed your passion and commitment. That's exactly how you should talk about your dreams.
Thanks. It actually felt really good to say it out loud like that.
See, that's the power of the right words. They don't just communicate, they empower you. Now, let's talk about backup plans because, life is unpredictable.
Yeah. How do you talk about Plan B without sounding like you don't believe in Plan A?
Great question. You can say, if things don't work out, I have a backup plan, or I'm preparing for different scenarios. This sounds smart, not pessimistic.
Okay, like, I'm pursuing acting, but if things don't work out, I'm also studying business as a backup.
Perfect. Or you could say, I'm keeping my options open while I focus on my main goal. That sounds balanced.
This is so useful. What about timelines? Like when people ask, when will you achieve this?
Another tough one. You can be vague if you're not sure. Say, I'm hoping within the next few years, or I don't have a specific timeline, but I'm making progress.
So you're showing movement without committing to exact dates.
Exactly. Or you can say, I'm taking it step by step and see how it unfolds naturally.
That sounds patient and wise.
Yes, and patience is so important when chasing dreams, All right, let's do a final practice round. I'll give you a scenario and you respond naturally using everything we've learned today.
Okay, I'm ready.
Imagine you're at a family gathering and your uncle asks, "So, what are you planning to do with your life?" Give me your answer.
Okay, here goes. Well, right now I'm finishing my degree in marketing. After that, I'm planning to work in the digital marketing field for a few years to gain experience. Long term, I'm really passionate about sustainable business, so one day I'd love to start my own eco-friendly brand. I know it's ambitious, and I'm still figuring out the details, but I'm excited about the journey.
Daniel, oh my goodness, that was incredible. You covered your immediate plans, your medium-term goals, your long-term dream. You acknowledged it's big, you showed passion, and you stayed humble. That's a masterclass answer right there.
Wow, thanks. It really did feel natural to structure it that way.
See, when you have the right phrases and the right mindset, talking about your future becomes so much easier and more enjoyable. All right, everyone, we've covered so much today. Let's do a quick recap. We learned how to express different levels of certainty, from definite plans with "I will" to possibilities with "I might" to dreams with "I'd love to."
We also learned how to talk about big dreams without pressure, how to handle doubts from others and yourself, and how to discuss backup plans smartly.
And most importantly, we learned that it's completely okay to be uncertain, to change your mind, and to take your time figuring things out. Your English should reflect your reality, not some perfect fantasy.
I think that's what makes this episode so special. It's not just about grammar or vocabulary, it's about giving yourself permission to be human.
Exactly. And you know what? Your homework for today is simple. I want you to practice talking about your future plans out loud. Stand in front of a mirror, or talk to a friend, or even record yourself. Use the phrases we learned today.
And here's a fun challenge. Share one of your dreams in the comments below. It can be big or small, near or far. We want to hear from you, and we'll cheer you on.
Yes, please do that. We read every comment and we love connecting with you all. And if you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button, subscribe to Go Speakly English Podcast, and turn on notifications so you never miss our uploads.
We post new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so there's always fresh content waiting for you.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. Remember, your dreams are valid, your plans can change, and your English is getting better every single day.
Keep practicing, keep dreaming, and keep speaking.
See you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye.